can we make the villain a white guy? I think maybe it's gotten kind of cliche to have the white guy is the villain. I personally don't really care about it, but it gets boring. It really does get kind of boring. There's an article about this. I think you have notes for this, Badger, and it came from Hollywood Gadfly is the Substack where this is. Do you have notes for this?
Yeah. Can we make the villain a white guy? I do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll go to the story.
Great drama depends on uncertainty, and modern Hollywood storytelling has become increasingly predictable because writers and executives are often reluctant to give certain characters the same moral range as others. Stories work because audiences are constantly guessing what will happen next. And one of my screenwriting teachers put it, 2 dogs, 1 bone. The protagonist and antagonist are fighting over something only one of them can have, and the audience is engaged because they don't know how that conflict will be resolved. As I write, drama is anticipation mingled with uncertainty. Modern Hollywood has created a tension between dynamic or dramatic storytelling and progressive identity politics. In my view, drama requires uncertainty. Progressive ideology rewards certainty. I contend that many writers have become cautious about portraying minority characters as villains, traitors, or morally compromised figures out of fear that such portrayals will be interpreted as statements about entire groups rather than individuals. As a result, certain characters retain a full moral range, while others gradually become protected from it. Hollywood's increasing aversion to controversy has made films and television more risk-averse overall. Festivals, studios, and development executives have become more focused on avoiding offense than encouraging provocative storytelling. As I put it, art that regurgitates progressive pieties to the audience like a mother bird to its chicks is inherently predictable and boring. Audiences want stories filled with contradiction, moral complexity, and surprise. Regardless of identity, characters should be allowed to be good, evil, brave, selfish, noble, or corrupt. Stories are most engaging when viewers genuinely don't know where characters will end up. Otherwise, people are going to keep changing the channel.
Well, what do you guys think? I think, look, I could care less if the bad guy is a white guy. I think the problem is identity politics has made storytelling predictable. It's made it predictable. And that, I think, is the point. It's, you know who the bad guys are, you know who the bad guys won't be, and what their outcome will be in the story. And that's I think the.
Did you guys watch Punisher? The last Punisher one shot, the hour long.
Yeah.
Okay. It's in no reality are there a bunch of white people terrorizing black neighborhoods in New York. Now I get it's a fictional version of New York, but that's one of those things. It's like, oh no, they have no problem making white guys, even if it's completely not reflective of reality.
Yeah, it's.
I think it begs the question
because. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
No, it begs the question. When was the last time you saw a significant movie where the bad guy wasn't a white guy?
Citizen Vigilante.
That was last week.
That's it.
But before that,
Look, man, black people ain't walking around feeling butthurt because somebody made a black character the villain in a movie. I don't know who they're doing this for. It's for themselves. It's the only people I can see that would benefit from this is that Hollywood doesn't want to look like the bad guys by making black people the bad guys. So we're going to make white people the bad guys. It's stupid. It's stupid. We don't care. All right. Black people don't care. I don't think anybody cares. It's just Hollywood cares. And that's the reason why they cast the way they cast, because they think somehow that's going to, I don't know, heal the world or whatever. It's one of the dumbest things. I hate racial casting of any type, unless it's germane to the story and the characters and all of that. And the fact that, we can't cast any black people, as a villain. That's just stupidity.
Black Panther didn't count.
I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat and say that it's social conditioning.
Black Panther didn't count because Killmonger wasn't a villain. He was a sympathetic one who wanted to reclaim his people.
Kingsman. Someone brought up Kingsman.
I really think it's social conditioning to have you think that white people are the enemy. white men are bad.
Yeah.
They're the enemy. They are the evil ones in society, and the people that you can trust are all the minorities and all that. It's just I think it's propaganda via Hollywood, honestly.
How do you think that Avengers Kang Dynasty would have played out with effectively a black villain? How do you think that would have played out? And do you think part of the reason, I mean, it was like, what's his name? Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
You know, he had his, drama, whatever. He was exonerated. Okay. They still didn't hire him back.
Nope.
They still did not hire him
Because
back.
it wasn't working before that incident. They knew it.
I just think
Yeah.
it was not. You're right, Badger. It was not working. But how do you think that would have played out? Would he have become sympathetic? I mean, I think in some ways Thanos is sympathetic.
So they're already making him sympathetic a little bit. They were already kind of doing that with him in Loki. They were kind of softening him up a little bit. So yeah, it's bad. Hey, Chris, I got to drop, man.
Okay.
I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Take care, Derek.
See you, buddy.
Peace out, guys.
You're getting a white guy as the villain in Supergirl, Crim of the Yellow Hills, who, if you actually read the comic, he's literally just a white dude with red hair. And in this one, they added the tattoos and the scarification and Sith yellow eyes and all this other shit. But he's just a white guy at the end of the day. So it's the reverse. It seems to be the issue. Even High Evolutionary, that's a decent example. He was just a straight up villain.
He's a ginger, and they didn't race swap him.
Right.
Yeah. No kidding.
It's interesting. The first time it was like, oh my god, this is a thing where they're making white guys the enemy. It was the sum of all fears, because if you read the book, the villains were basically Islamic terrorists, and then they switched it over to white German white supremacists, and because they just after 9/11 it has to be the white guy now, and it just seemed from then on it was always the white guy, always the white guy.
Let me just share a little more further in this article.
Electro and Spider-Man was sympathetic too.
There's actually this. I mean, I like Venn diagrams, but this one really takes the cake. Intersectionality with regard to race, ethnicity, gender identity, class, language, religion, ability, sexuality, mental health, age, education, body size, and many, many more. Is this where Hollywood, where the castings of, look, we have the new Harry Potter series coming up. And while some casting where they race swap, it's like, oh, I can see that work because that actor is a really good actor. But I think, I don't know. When it changes the story, this could become a problem. What are your guys' thoughts?
I look at that and I want to tell everybody happy Pride.
I want to say other things.
Yeah, it's so glaring. My wife was watching a show the other day, and it was another white guy was the villain, and he was being chased running across a building top by this like 5 foot tall black girl who was the good person. He runs, jumps across the building, doesn't make it. Right? He's like 6 foot tall, big dude. Gets climbed, barely makes it up to the top of the building. The woman that's chasing him, that's 5 foot tall and is like the good guy, jumps like 10 feet past what he didn't make.
Well.
And you're just like, and it's like we were saying, the predictability, the casting doesn't work. It was like if it was another dude, like a big buff giant dude jumping across it might have made sense. But it's like if that was how it was written. But the casting, all of it just doesn't work, and it becomes predictable. Where I saw it coming, hadn't even seen the scene yet, and I was like, she's about to clear that whole freaking gap in that building, and she did. And it's to the point now where everything we watch, it's like a play-by-play thing where you know what's going to happen because they're doing it in everything. And I think it's just becoming lame.
Yeah, that's my argument. It makes storytelling predictable and boring. I honestly don't care who the villain is, but when it's always the same, it's just made things boring. Any other thoughts on this?
Well, if white guys are the villains, they have to have British accents. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, come on, Hans Gruber, Grand Moff Tarkin. I mean, all the great Brits. You
I
can't-
aspire to get back to where we were of like the Demolition time period of just Wesley Snipes playing just like essentially the Joker to Sylvester Stallone's Batman. Like just be a fun villain that
Plus,
knows he's
nobody-
bad.
Nobody said that they didn't like him. Everyone loved Wesley Snipes. In
Everyone
that movie.
loves him.
Right.
Commonly brought up all the time. Yeah.
And you love him when he's in Passenger 57 and says, always bet on black.
Because it's of itself. It's supposed to be there. It's not done for any other reason than it fit the. But yeah, now it's
I mean,
forced.
should HR be involved in creative decisions like this?
That's
Right.
the big
No.
point. This
Yeah.
is really an HR. It's like the HR department overlooking your production and saying you can do this, you can't do that. And some are more aggressive than others, and some filmmakers push back and others don't. I mean, you know, Elaine, as well as I do, that Denis Villeneuve was given a choice, and he said you have to take a major character and race swap them, and he chose Dr.
Yeah.
Leah
Leah
Kynes.
Kynes.
Yeah, which
Chani's father.
Yeah.
right. So
So that changed
The
the
Chinese
Well,
doctor.
It could
was-
happen.
And they made it sound as what John Spates is the one that was co-writing Dune, and he said that because of the character, it was because of the messages around ecology that it felt natural for those to be coming from a woman. But I never got that really in Dune Part 1. They never really delved into that part of the story, so
Yeah.
it seems much more likely that this was just done to appease HR or to appease the check the boxes that are necessary. And honestly, I liked Sharon Duncan Brewster's performance, and she seemed to understand the character, but she could have been used elsewhere to much more great effect, and it just kind of watered down ultimately the themes. That, I mean, if you don't really have a good creative reason to do something, which clearly they didn't, because the reasons they gave did not come across at all in the ultimate story in the film. So, and it just came across as just, no, you just did this to appease the suits.
The gods of diversity.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it happens so often. That's why I think there's pushback for the Odyssey. The Odyssey is pushing back on its race swap, Helen of Troy, because it's been a culmination of these ones where it's like, okay, fine. Like, how many times are people just going to brush it off? And, I don't know.
Ultimately,
We'll see
you
with
are
Harry
doing
Potter.
a disservice to the very group of people you are reportedly trying to progress forward. Because, like, when Michael Clark Duncan was cast as Kingpin back in the day, I did not go, fucking DEI, because it didn't exist. I guess, I guess
Right.
no one else was available. He's the best person for the job.
Sure,
Now we
I
don't
mean,
think that.
And also,
Yeah.
Dune had one of the most diverse casts, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, even if you hadn't done that, everyone is very different, and it made sense for the universe that it is in 20,000 years into the future. There's this kind of melting pot, anyways. So no one really bat an eye if Liette was black or anything, or others. But why do you have to go the step further to try to make waves like that just ultimately end up being shallow in your usage of it? If there's no good creative reason for it, well, that is very we see that it's very obvious. And even in Dune Part 2, Shishakli was the character that simply hands Paul his maker hooks during the test, a sandworm ride, gets this huge arc, and it's obviously gender swapped as well, and is Zendaya's best friend. But we have that, and then we have the elimination of Thufir Hawat. In Dune Part 2.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who,
Like,
by the way, they cast a great actor to play him.
yeah,
And they shot
a
it
black
too.
actor,
They
a black
shot
actor.
those scenes and cut him out of Dune Part 2.
Yeah, he was going through a health crisis. He filmed scenes with Austin Butler. It pains me that the art suffers ultimately from.
That's the real question. Can you imagine if
Yeah.
someone came and said to Tarantino, Marcellus Wallace can't be a black dude?
Clearly, there has to
It's-
be a happy middle ground between John Wayne playing Genghis Khan and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, not saying we didn't have work to do, but
Nice
also,
reference.
thank you. This is the most extreme one I could think of, but yeah.